24/7, 365.
My faith in you will never fade. Master of the day of judgment and the creator of you and me. His ever warm and lasting love is what I need through all this madness, to leave a calming in my heart. Whenever you call, Him is there. If ever you need, Him is there, right by your side. I thank you, Allah, for giving me all I have and for all that I am.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to our listeners on this Saturday morning on Radio Al Ansar 90.4 MP Tamarisburg 105.6 FM. I'm Shubnum Ismail on the Pulse Show, and today we're putting our best foot forward. On today's show, we are talking about a part of the body that carries us through everything, our feet. We'll be covering everything from diabetic foot care to sports injuries and answering the question, when should I see a podiatrist? So let's welcome Alisha Lalbeharie to the Pulse Show. Good morning, Alisha, and how are you this morning?
Good morning, Shubnum. How are you? I'm very well. I'm just very, very cold, but thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to be on the radio show today.
Likewise, it's a little bit chilly this morning, and I know that I actually dragged you out of bed and you're out there in a very cold Lady Smith, but I'm sure that we're going to warm up the listeners with all your lovely guidance and information about your career. So listeners, Alisha Lalbeharie is an award-winning podiatrist, entrepreneur, and founder of Foot Motion Podiatry, dedicated to transforming healthcare through innovation, preventative wellness, and technology-driven solutions. She has partnered with leading organizations, spoken at national conferences, and earned multiple prestigious awards while building a strong digital presence that reaches hundreds of thousands across social media. Wow. Passionate about empowering healthier communities, Alisha continues to lead impactful corporate wellness initiatives, mentor entrepreneurs, and champion the future of foot health in Africa. So, Alisha, let's dive straight in, or should I say, let's step right in. What's a podiatrist actually? And tell us, what made you choose this career?
So when I initially was in matric, and all of us, as we do in matric, we look for what speaks to us. I've always wanted to be in the medical field, and I had foot problems myself. And then you get to thinking, you're like, okay, so there's a person for your eyes is an optometrist. If your teeth are bothering you, you go to a dentist. But if your feet or your legs are bothering you, who on earth is going to be particularly there for your actual feet? And that's when I found podiatry, and it was honestly after the first orientation that we had when I was at university. It was like, nope, this is definitely for me, because if you don't have your feet, you don't necessarily, how are you going to do, like, what is the impact that's going to be on your life, but also on your family's life? So a podiatrist is a qualified medical professional. We're registered with the HPCSA, and we deal with medical conditions from your hips all the way down to your toenails. So common things are like heel pain, arch pain, ingrown toenails. But what's really impactful, especially when it comes to diabetes, is we actually help prevent amputations from taking place, which is quite a blessing, I would say.
And Alisha, what does your day look like? I mean, you between clinics and hospitals. Can you tell us what's the most rewarding part of your job?
Oh my gosh, interacting with people. I love to talk. So I'm a very much a people person. And so just interacting with different people, hearing their stories, hearing how foot pain has impacted their life. Sometimes it could be I mean, my youngest patient was an 18-month-old baby, and the mom was so scared that she had cut the baby's toenails in a wrong way, and now this poor child had ingrown toenails at 18 months. So just to be there to help someone feel better has really been something I've never taken for granted. And yeah, so it's just every single day is something new. People have different problems, just interacting with people, but also being in my late 20s, having achieved so much that I have and having to be able to take care of my family. I think that also is quite a blessing.
So, Alicia, let's start with the basics. What are the top three signs that someone should see a podiatrist?
I would say the first one is if you've got 2 feet and 10 toes, you should be proactive and just make sure that you're taking care of your feet, just like how you would go to your GP for your yearly checkups or for your dentist for your yearly cleanings, your optometrist for your yearly eye exam. I would say that the first thing is be proactive with your foot health and go in and get a screening done. Make sure that your feet, your toenails, your legs, your knees are happy. Why wait for something to bother you and then go and seek help? The next thing I would say is if you're living with diabetes and you haven't been taking care of your feet, you need to, because diabetes can definitely affect your feet. And something as small as a rash or corn has the potential of becoming something a little bit more dangerous. So if you are living with diabetes, my next advice would be to visit a podiatrist. And then the last one is if you have kids, your kids, the way they're walking, the way they're developing, the shoe where they wear, have them visit a podiatrist to make sure that you're being proactive, having them screened, making sure that they're wearing the right shoes, they're hitting their developmental milestones, and so yeah, I think those are top three.
And what are the most common foot problems you see in South Africa?
I think now in winter season, it's ingrown toenails because everybody is wearing closed shoes, and they wasn't really bothered about it during summer because you're wearing open-toed shoes, but now all of a sudden you're wearing closed shoes, and then these big toenails or your toenails in general are bothering you and causing a lot of pain. So in winter would be ingrown toenails. Another one would be fungal infections and foot warts. Weird enough. And I think the next one, well, one of my biggest one is a sort of like heel pain and something commonly known as like plantar fasciitis or arch pain.
Speaking about pain, Alicia, why do so many people ignore foot pain and when it is not normal?
I think what's been happening is, so what I've been noticing is a lot of people don't necessarily know what a podiatrist is or have access to a podiatrist. They're not really, they don't, they never even knew there was a podiatrist in their area. I mean, a lot of people watch my videos on social media and they were like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know you guys existed in South Africa. I watched like TLC, my feet are killing me. And I thought that was just an overseas sort of job. I was like, no, we've been around for a very, very long time. So I think the first thing is no one really understands what a podiatrist does, or they just don't have access. But also, I've seen that people think pain might be normal. Oh, it's just going to go away, or let me just give it a few days, or let me try and do something at home, especially for ingrown toenails, where I've seen people try and take out their ingrown toenails at home, which is painful. I don't know how people do it because it's painful and it's uncomfortable. So, they try and do things at home and then just try to brush it off. But to be very honest, any sort of pain is not necessarily normal. So if you do have foot pain, even just getting advice or getting a consultation to say, is this actually normal? Just to find out why are you waiting for something to happen? We at Foot Motion Podiatry believe in proactive foot health and not necessarily reactive foot health. And yeah, so foot pain is not necessarily normal, no.
And Alicia, your portfolio covers athlete's foot as well as corns. So, what causes them, and how would our listeners prevent them?
Athlete's foot, so foot fungus is something that is so common. And once it likes you, it really, really likes you because it lives everywhere. It can live in your shoes, your socks, your shower, your bedding, your bathtub. when you go on holiday. I mean, you can get it from anywhere, and once you have it, it literally lives. It lives with you because you won't necessarily be cleaning everywhere on a regular basis until someone obviously tells you to. So with fungal infections, it can affect your feet itself, in between your toes. If you notice like itching, your skin is peeling, there's a little bit of moisture on your toenails, if it's thick, discolored, very, very hard to cut. So fungal infections are very easy to get. But you could be using the best medication ever, but if you're not cleaning, as I said before, your inside your shoes, your socks, your shower, your bedding, your floors on a regular basis, with a good cleaner. I normally just use white vinegar and water on a regular basis. It's going to come back, and it's going to almost like affect you a lot more. And then when it comes to corns, corns are basically your body trying to tell you that there's a bit of extra pressure on a certain part of your foot. So let's say for instance you get a corn on the side of your baby toe, and you're someone that likes to wear hard narrow shoes, and you go to someone and they take off the corn, they remove the corn, and then like 2 weeks later this corn is back. The reason being is because you haven't necessarily addressed the cause of it, which is additional pressure on a certain part of your body. So that's why when you visit a podiatrist, we don't only take off or remove the corn, we have to look at what actually causing the corn. And that could be lack of fat around your feet, the way you're walking, your shoe wear, and the way your foot is structured.
Listeners, stay with us as we dash for a short break. But if you've just joined us as well, we are covering everything that is about foot care with Alisha Lalbeharie. So stay with us.
Full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031 306 4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickfield Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
Build a secondary income. Imagine your investments working harder for you. Anglo Wealth offers professionally managed Sharia-compliant investment opportunities designed to help grow your wealth while generating regular profit share that can support your long-term financial goals. Start your investment journey from 50,000 Rand. Visit our website anglowealth.co.za or call 0315665201. Anglo Wealth Sharia is a registered national credit provider, NCRCP 7297.
Get ready for Green Thumbs Up, the gardening and natural living show you didn't know you needed. I'm your host and life coach, Rabia Carvalho, and we're talking birds, bees, butterflies, and blooms, growing food in garden rooms, home-based holistic healing, and much more. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or nature lover, plant assassin, or permaculture professional, we got you. We got you. Let us bring you the ideas, the facts, support, and inspiration to go green wherever you are. Sundays 9 to 10 a.m. only on Radio Al-Ansar.
Radio Al-Ansar, 24/7, 365.
When I'm alone and the world has gone to sleep, I feel peace, 'cause it's just you and me. The stars shine bright as time stands still. Your presence lingers. Ya Rabbi, so I turn my heart straight to you, Ya Allah. The veils are lifted, and now I can see you're in the air that I breathe, in the light that I see, in the love that I feel, in everything, in every beat. most that I think in everything. And now I feel alive. The world has changed. I see the light. There's a sparkle in my eye. You're close to me, and that's everything I'll ever need. Your hidden light is shining through me. I'm all to you, and you're all you ran to me. The veils were lifted to me, and now you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to our listeners on this Saturday morning on Radio Al Ansar 90.4 MB to Marisburg 105.6 FM. I'm Shubnum Ismail on the Pulse Show, capturing the heartbeat of our community. And we have Alisha Lalbeharie on the show, and we are talking all things foot care, from prevention to treatment. So let's dive straight into conversation. Alisha, can you tell our listeners what's the deal with flat feet versus high arches? Do they need treatment?
So with flat feet or high arched feet, I would say that if it's causing you pain, then for instance you need to have it checked out, or if it's causing you a little bit of discomfort, because when it comes to the way our feet naturally are made, if your muscles are strong and you know that your feet are not necessarily bothering you, getting it checked out once a year in your yearly podiatry screening and asking your podiatrist and saying, you know what, my feet don't really bother me, but what shoes can I wear to make sure that it stays like that? For instance, if you have flat feet, wearing a shoe, or even like high arched feet, wearing a shoe that's nice and broad, got a little bit of arch support built into the shoe, has the heel is a little bit higher than the front, you have a nice mesh sort of material that your feet can move around in, even like wearing barefoot shoes, if for instance it's healthy for your particular foot type and you don't have diabetes, then I would say, okay, that would be good for you. But when things start bothering you and when it starts causing pain, then we as podiatrists would look into your alignment to see, is your flat feet or high arch feet actually aggravating and causing a muscle strain or the pain that you're actually feeling. And then we would then, you know, talk about things like custom 3D orthotics, which we make, and it's like almost like getting a custom pair of glasses for you, but for your feet. So custom inner soles that can help realign your feet, give you a lot more support, stop any additional extra pressure that may be caused by flat feet or high arched feet, and just help you live your day without any additional pain or pressure. So a lot of people ask me, you know, I've got flat feet, do I automatically need arch supports or custom inner soles and things like that? And then I say no, because that is obviously patient dependent. It's due to your lifestyle, it's, you know, your activity level. Do you actually have pain? Is there any extra muscle pressure or whatever it may be? Or is the pain something being caused by, you know, wrong shoes? So it's obviously patient dependent, and when your body is speaking to you and you know you're feeling pain, I would say, you know, it's not normal to have foot pain. I think you're muted on my side. There we go.
Alisha, just to repeat the question for our diabetic listeners, why is foot care so critical and what should they check daily?
So when you're living with diabetes has the potential of obviously affecting your feet. So that means it can reduce the amount of blood flow that flows to your legs and your feet, as well as damage the way you perceive pain, pressure, temperature, so the way you're feeling. So that's why your feet become so important when you are living with diabetes, because something as simple as walking barefoot outside, let's say for instance, you do have diabetes and you have nerve damage. So the way you're feeling is not the same as someone that doesn't have nerve damage, and you step on a stone because you're walking barefoot outside, and now you actually don't look at your feet, don't pay attention to your feet every day, and that stone, you can't necessarily feel it because your nerves are damaged, and you go about your day and you go about weeks, and all of a sudden you now have oozing and pussing and swelling all of a sudden on your feet, and you notice it on your shoes, and then you have a wound. That wound now has the potential of causing things like ulcers, well, which it is, and then amputations. So when it comes to diabetes, you need to be spending a good 5 to 10 minutes with your feet, looking at your feet in between the toes, underneath the feet. If you notice anything like corns, calluses, rashes, ingrown toenails, discolorations, whatever it may be, please either notify your general practitioner, or if you do have access to a podiatrist, make sure to visit them. But also making sure that you're wearing good shoes, nice and broad, breathable material, supportive. It has a good inner sole, a good cushion. But now that it's winter time, a lot of people sit with the heater. I'm obviously one of them because it's freezing. If there's a heater,
So, very important is, can the shoes we wear really ruin our feet? So, what makes a good shoe? We're going to cross over to Hafiz Yunus, the brand ambassador for Brasilia Shoes and Designer Shoe Outlet. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, Hafiz Yunus? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hafiz Yunus, are you connected online? We're going to take a quick nasheed break and we're reconnecting with Hafiz Yunus. That's going to come back online shortly, inshallah.
Oil has nurtured a legacy rooted from our land, from a sunflower seed grown with goodness and love, crafted through excellence, precision, and care. Proudly South African, and the only 100% pure sunflower oil endorsed as a diamond partner by the Heart and Stroke Foundation. Cook with confidence, serving the best to the people you love, from one dish to the next. Sunfoil, the heart of good cooking.
أشرف الأعراب والعجم خير من يمشي على قدمه باسط المعروف جامعة صاحب الإحسان والكرم تاج رسل الله قاطبة صادق الأقوال والكلم خبيت بالنور طينته لم يزل نورا من القدم يا خير خلق الله يا خير خلق الله يا خير خلق الله
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to our listeners on this Saturday morning on Radio Al Ansar 90.4 and here in Peter Marisburg 105.6 FM. You have joined Shubnum Ismail on the Pulse Show, capturing the heartbeat of the community. So the big question, can the shoes we wear really ruin our feet? So what makes a good shoe? We're going to cross over to Hafiz Yunus, who's the brand ambassador for Brasilia Shoes and Designer Shoe Outlet. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for joining us today, Hafiz Yunus. Hafiz Yunus, are you with us? Okay, we're going to actually connect with Hafiz Yunus shortly. I'm just going to head back over to Alisha. So, Alisha, can you tell our listeners about running and gymming? What are the most common sports injuries to the feet you normally treat?
Hi, Shubnum.
Alisha, are
I
you with
don't
us?
think I can hear you.
Okay, not a problem. Let me repeat the question for yourself and the listeners. So, we're talking about the runners and gym fanatics. What are the most common sports injuries to the feet you normally treat? Alisha, are you with us? As we are experiencing a little bit of a technical difficulty, so we're going to quickly jump into a nasheed break and we'll reconnect shortly, inshallah.
محمد ذكره روح لأنفسنا شكره فرض على الأمم سيد طابت مناقبه صاغه الرحمن بالنعم صفوة الباري وخيرته طاهر من سائر التهم طابت الدنيا ببعثته جاء بالآيات والحكم يا خير خلق الله يا خير خلق الله يا خير خلق الله محمد خير خلق الله يا خير خلق الله محمد يا خير خلق الله يا خير خلق الله يا حبيب الله يا رسول الله محمد
كلما ذكر الحبيب
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to our listeners on this Saturday morning on Radio Al Ansar 90.4 and Pietermaritzburg 105.6 FM. I'm Shubnum Ismail on the Pietermaritzburg Pulse Show covering the heartbeat of our community. And today we're speaking about something that's so important. It is about foot care and also about wearing the right shoes. So we're going to cross over to Hafiz Yunus, the brand ambassador for Brasilia Shoes and designer shoe outlet, and he's going to highlight the importance of wearing the correct shoes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. Sir,
we are talking and selling easy all-day comfort for any man on his feet, and we are doing it with a smile. The core of the subject is that the customer who does not have diabetes, the benefit is that the consumer has all the special features and benefits, a comfort of a shoe made for persons who has diabetes. So a huge plus for the ordinary customer as well. For example, the shoe is over-engineered for his needs, and that surplus comfort is what melts the stress out of a long day. The brand is the one and only Oppenanken and the anti-stress shoe. So the Hafiz unit, can you tell our listeners about the Oppenanken footwear range that has become so popular over the last 2 months since its launch?
excellent. I think just before we get there, of the Brazilian, the cost of importing was just
You need to understand that we're very customer centric, because obviously we're not just selling a shoe, we're selling comfort, style, and less stress on your feet.
Can you tell our listeners one piece of advice with regards to foot care that you'd like to leave with them today? Alisha, you still with us?
Hi. My network has just been crazy on my side. But if I have to leave you with one piece of advice, that would be, if you have foot pain, if you have diabetes, if you're someone that's working long hours on your feet, please make sure to visit your nearest podiatrist so they can actually help keep your feet healthy and make sure that you have 2 feet, 10 toes, and no problems.
So, listeners, the show is everything about medical matters. So, we've covered everything from our neuro, our eyes, and today we're talking about feet, which is very, very important. And Alisha, where can our listeners find you if they need some sort of advice or to make an appointment? How can they get in touch with you?
So I have branches in Pietermaritzburg at 216 Hussein Hafaji Street. I've got one in Ladysmith, and I've got one in Newcastle. And for appointments, they can either call or WhatsApp us on 084 019 8529 or simply Google Foot Motion Podiatry.
Thank you so much, Alisha and Hafiz, for being part of today's show and sharing your expertise on foot health. Remember, listeners, your feet carry you every day. So don't wait for pain to see a podiatrist. Remember, you are important to us and your health matters to us as well. Remember, listeners, this Women's Month, also gift yourself knowledge. Keep growing in your deen. So visit our Pietermaritzburg bookshop here at 240 Ottoman Road and pick up a book for you or for someone special. That's all we have for today. From my end, shukran for listening. Jazakallah to our technicians, Pietermaritzburg and Durban. Take care of your health. Until next time, we've got you covered next Saturday on the Paul Show. Save the date, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Sahabi Bashar Fil Darbar Riverside